Hello, my name is Das. I am the Analytics Go-to-Market Specialist for AWS in ASEAN. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm very excited to be here and have a conversation with Dr. Yao on FWD Insurance AI Customer 360 journey. Dr. Yao is the head of data at FWD Group. He holds a PhD in AI and has over 20 years of big data analytics experience, having served in multinational companies including Ping An, UOB, IBM, and Cisco. Dr. Yao, many of us have heard about FWD Insurance making insurance simple for your customers. Please tell us more about FWD Insurance.
First of all, thanks for inviting me to join the AWS Summit, to share FWD experience and our point of view. So FWD is one of the fast growth insurance company in Asia Pacific. We start our journey in 2013. Now we expand to 9 markets across Asia Pacific. So our brand vision is want to change the people feel about insurance, to make the product simple, and we are more digital savior.
What were some of the reasons that made FWD Insurance come up with this brand vision of making insurance simple?
Traditionally, the customer position insurance is more complicated. Long page of the policy terms is not easy to understand. So that's why FWD want to change the people feel about insurance, which means simplify and easy to understand.
Okay. So as one of the 9.6 million customers that FWD Insurance has, I understand what you mean by making insurance simple for your customers. But I'm sure there must be a lot of work that FWD Insurance must be doing in the background to make insurance simple for customers like me. So from a data perspective, what is involved in making insurance simple for customers like me?
As you know, FWD is a customer-led company. We put our customer on the heart. At the back end, we did a lot of job. And one of the data initiatives we are doing today is to build a single customer view, which is to consolidate data from different systems to form a single view of customer, to understand the customer demographics, customer preference, right, and the customer needs. Then enable us to serve you, right, to provide the product you like, and also to simplify the claim journey.
So it's interesting that you mentioned that single view of customer is one of your most important initiatives. So why is single view of customer so important for FWD?
Based on the recent research from a company called Experian, right, 57% of a customer, right, if we have a good single view of customer, right, they have a single view of customer experience, they will recommend the product to their friends, their families. 26% of the customers, they will leave very positive comments in your social medias. But for those companies without a single view of customer, if the company recommend irrelevant products, right, don't listen to them. 84% of them will leave the company. So that's why the single view of customer is very critical. Yeah.
So yeah, these are like truly strong numbers. So I'm keen to know, when you went on this journey of building your single view of customer, did you face any challenges while you were embarking on this journey?
Yeah, same as other organizations. So we are facing a lot of challenges. Now, for example, right, so today the data is across different departments, right, which is scattered. And secondly, the data quality is not really good. For example, one of the markets, look at the customer phone numbers, right, 20% of phone numbers is invalidated. And a third thing is because today different departments, different systems, right, have built on different technologies. It's very hard to integrate the data together without the data lake technologies.
Okay. So thank you for being so candid about the challenges that you faced. So how did FWD Insurance overcome the challenges that you just described?
Before we implement the single view of customers, right, this is the framework we are working on. The first one, right, is from the people, technology, cultures, right, and the process. Process is very important, right, and to make the process happen, the data governance is one of the critical enablers, right. With the data governance, you can have the data dictionary to understand your data assets. Then you have the data lineage, understand the data flows. And also you have the data quality metrics to see, right, how bad, how good your data quality is. That help you to see how we can do a data enrichment and how you can protect our customer privacy, typically for the PR data. Secondly, is people, right? First of all, right, to make the senior management team as an owner for the data program. Secondly, we need to build a team, right? Mix of different skill set, data science, data engineer, data architect. Then they can collaborate together, then mine the data with insights. Third is the culture, right? So we always promote data-driven decision cultures. That's why we provide a lot of trainings to the different users, different BUs, whatever technical training or tool trainings or insights sharing. Last not least, the technologies, right? That's why we want to leverage the modern technology like the data lake, right? And data analytics, right? To manage the data, whatever structured data, unstructured data together.
So Dr. Yeo, some of the points that you mentioned, so these are like three things really stood out for me, right? As common patterns that we see across all successful analytics projects across our customer. So the first thing that stood out for me was the involvement of FWD senior management in your analytics program. The second was the focus that FWD put in training your people and building a culture of data. And the third thing which stood out for me was from a technology design perspective. You were designing not just based on your requirements today, but also what your requirements might be in future. So I'm keen to know, based on what you have described, in reality, what does FWD's single view of customer look like?
This is our customer DAA framework in a conceptual way, right? So by get the customer proper consensus, right, with the PDP compliance, right, and working with our partners, we are building the customer DAA framework step by step. For example, demographics, right? For the demographic, we're more focused on the customer life stage and life event because we are an insurance company. So the life stage and life event is really production triggers. For example, you have a kids, right? If you marry, right? You just bought a new house, have a loans. All this will trigger the needs, right? Secondly, we want to capture our customer interest, right? Then because we want to provide more personalized communication to them, that's why we want to capture us in terms of travel, in terms of finance. Then we can provide the right service, right? Or tailored service for them. The third thing we are captured today, for example, is the customer needs, right? Either can get the input from the customer, or also can leverage the machine learning models to see for people like you, what kind of needs you need. But sometimes people don't really know what they want, what they need. So that's why how we can mine the data to come out a recommendation for them. And we also focus on we call voice of customers. People want to hear from them, right? Whatever happy, not happy, whatever, and typically what the NPS score for that. Then give us more insights how we can serve our customer better. It's a continuous journey, right? So in the future, we also plan to capture like IoT data, typically for the wearable equipment, working with our strategy partners. Then we can have more information about customer health. Then we can provide more dynamic price for them.
Okay. That's awesome, and one of the most comprehensive descriptions of a customer 360 that I have seen. So I'm curious to understand what are some of the technology components which have enabled you to build your customer 360?
I think first of all, we need to have the data lake technology, right? For example, right, for the data integrations, we need to leverage the AWS tree to consolidate data and store the data, right? Then we also leverage the AWS analytics service. Then we mine data to come out different insights, we just mentioned, right? That use machine learning to understand what's the coverage gap, what's the next best for that.
And the solutions that you described just now, so from a time frame perspective, how much time did it take FWD to build your technology solution?
With the strong support from AWS, I think I'm glad to share all of you. We complete our phase one just in 6 months.
So 6 months is like super fast. And once the project went live, what are some of the business benefits that FWD got from this project?
I just show you one example, right? And this is just launched last year. So this is the customer 360 dashboard to show the customer demographics, policy information, right information, and also what's the household information. Typically, the recent customer engagement information. Last but not least is the AI recommendation I just mentioned, right? To assess the coverage gap based on people like you. Then what's the next best product we can recommend to them? So this dashboard will enable our telesales channel, right, to sell additional policy, a new policy to our customer, to provide additional protection to our customers. In the past, we achieved quite pretty conversion rates, roughly 8%, without this customer trusted dashboard and the AI recommendation. And we launched this from last January to December. I'd like to share good news. We have uplift the over conversion rate from 8% to 14%, which is 75% incremental. And typically for those high propensity lists, we can achieve 22%, which means that the conversion rate show you, right, the high conversion rate, which we can provide more tailored product to our customers.
So these are truly staggering business outcomes. Congratulations to you, Dr. Yao, and the FWD team on the success of this project.
Thanks, Des, again, and thanks all for all the support from your team.
Very welcome. I'm keen to understand from you, Dr. Yao, in terms of some of the reasons why FWD chose AWS for your analytics program.
I think first of all, it's easy to start, and also we pay by use. Secondly, is flexibilities. It's easy to scale up and scale down. The third is easy to integrate with other AWS applications, for example, AWS Connect. This way we can provide our call center service to our customer. Last but not least is the cost, right? Because AWS separate storage and the computations, then help us to lower the cost.
Excellent. So thank you, Dr. Yao, for sharing your insights. I truly enjoyed this conversation and look forward to continue to engage with FWD Group on your analytics program.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for the invitation again. So it's my great pleasure to come here to share FWD experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Dr. Yao mentioned training as one of the factors that enable the success of the single view of the customer program. So you have joined AWS Summit to learn, and you can keep the learning going after the summit with these resources from AWS Training and Certification. We offer many free and on-demand digital courses, as well as virtual instructor-led training. AWS experts will help you or your team to learn and build and validate your data analytics skills. When you are ready, prepare for the AWS Certified Data Analytics Specialty Exam, which validates your skills and provides industry-recognized credential. Thank you for your time today and hope you enjoyed this session. Please do take a few minutes to complete the session survey. Thank you.